Hey everyone. So I noticed today that Genki launched a brand new Kickstarter for a new switch to modular case called the Genki Grips. And this is a really interesting case. I'm definitely very intrigued. Thought I'd go through the Kickstarter page together and we can take a look at this. And I'll walk through my thoughts as I go through this. Really interesting design choices here. There's a lot of potential here, which is exciting. But there's some stuff I may be a little worried about, a little cautious about, so let's go through it. All right, so first we have this video. I'll come back to this video. First, I'm going to go through the page and then we can kind of skim through the video a little bit. So what is the Genki Grips system? Well, it seems like it's basically an expansion of the attack vector. So the attack vector was that three-piece case with 3 grips you could swap in and out. This looks like an evolution of that with many more options and also different color options. It's not clear, I haven't read everything thoroughly, but it's not clear if this is literally the same case as the attack vector, but in different colors and different grips, or if this is a whole new grip modular system. What I mean by that, it's not clear if you already have the attack vector, can you just buy one of these grip packs and swap it in, or do you need a whole new system? That's not clear. I couldn't find it on the page, nor could I find it in the video. So that's something kind of an open question I have about this. Another thing that's interesting, we can check it out down here. We can skip this little cartoon. Is the shell design. So it comes in 2 different shell options, I noticed. So you can choose either split shell, which is like the attack vector today, or you can choose a solid shell. And the solid shell is actually really interesting. I feel like most people will probably go for the split shell because that's closest to like the D brand or the attack vector, and it fulfills the promise of the detachable Joy-Cons. But personally, I've been finding myself gravitating more towards solid one-piece cases for my Switch, just because I personally don't find myself detaching the Joy-Cons all that often. And if I do, I can just remove the case and then remove the Joy-Cons in that during that time. But what you get with the solid shell that you don't get from the split shell is that solid, rigid feeling. So when you're holding your Switch with a solid shell case, it just feels like a solid one-piece handheld, something closer to like a Steam Deck. But when you're using the split shell, there's always some trade-offs there. Usually this middle piece on the split design case is a little flimsy or doesn't stay on well, or you get a lot of like kind of like creaking loose feelings on the Joy-Cons themselves. I will say the attack vector today is one of the more sturdy split case designs I've used, but it still feels a little bit loose. So that's why I still find myself gravitating towards the solid shell. So personally, if I back this, which I probably will, I'm probably going to try out the solid shell. They also have 2 different grip packs. This is something that I find a little bit annoying about this. You would think that they would all come together in one pack, but it's actually 2 separate packs that you have to choose between. So the first one is the Comfort Grip pack, which has these different shapes, more like the trigger grip. One of them, I don't know if it says it here. Oh yeah, the index says it's literally inspired by Steam Deck ergonomics, which is cool to hear, or the banana grips. So that's one pack. But then the other pack, which is the Playful Grip pack, has this really interesting dragon back, which has like ridges for each of your fingers, which I don't know if I'll use that, but it exists. And then it has the handlebar style, which is the other one I think sounds interesting. But if you want to try the handlebar and any of these other grips, you have to buy both packs. So that's kind of lame. It'd be great if you could just get them all in a single pack, because the second pack also comes with this boomerang thing, which I know, personally, I know I'll never use. So if I just want to try this one specific grip, you got to try all of these. All right, cool. So next, I think this is cool. It does come in different colors, which is really interesting. I don't know what's going to be available at launch. It says at launch we'll have 2 shells and 2 grip colors. I don't know if it's clear here because I see 4 different colors, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. It's a gray and a black, 6 different grip colors. So I'm not sure what's going to be available at launch. Oh, here we go. It says right here, of course. So polar white and midnight blue shells, purple coming later, it looks like. And then at launch, orange and cyan grips. So blue or white shell, orange or cyan grips at launch, and eventually they'll have more. Oh, and apparently that's based on how much it gets funded. Look at that. So very interesting. It also potentially comes with the snap plate, which, as far as I can tell, seems identical to the one that comes with the Genki attack vector or the force field 2 right now. So I'm assuming if you have that already, that will work. It doesn't say whether or not it's exactly the same, but I'm assuming that it will. And then these are just accessories that already exist. Okay, so here's pricing, and I think this is true if you actually choose to pledge. We can take a look at that as well. You choose a shell for 25, and then you choose one or both grips. I think they also have a bundle for $99, which is both shells and all the grips and the snap cover, which is a bit much if you're just unsure which one you want to go with, but at least they have the option. Oh, and of course, it's dockable, great, full console wrap. Okay, yeah, so it's basically attack vector with more options. We've moved past version 1 learning pain, so congratulations everyone that owns the Genki attack vector. I guess we lived through the version 1 learning phase. Timeline. Looks like they're showing some stuff off and hoping to ship in May through June. All right, so let's quickly take a look at the video. Okay, so video is playing here. I don't have sound being recorded currently right now, and I'm not going to go full screen because it's going to mess up my screen recording. But you can kind of see the modular design here. We have the different cases, the different setup, really interesting. Cool. If you want to check that out, go ahead and watch the video yourself. I'm not going to play the whole video here on stream, but this is really, really interesting. Also, look, yeah, already met its goal, 25,000 now of 10,000. This launched just a few hours ago, so really interesting. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go. I'll check out the rewards also too. By the way, I'm doing this completely just on my own. I'm in no way working with Genki or anything. I really don't care if this is successful or not. I'm just sharing this because I think it's really interesting. And if I think it's interesting, maybe you think it's interesting as well. But here they have the rewards. You can choose either the solid shell, and then you can choose solid shell or the split shell. And then you can choose the different grip packs, which does add up pretty quickly. Personally, I think I'm probably going to go solid shell and then maybe one or both of these grip packs and see how it works out. But I'm curious to know if this sounds interesting to you. Let me know, and which combination do you think you would go with? What kind of colors do you think would be cool? This has a lot of potential, and thank you for watching.